Her dress fell to the floor, and her life changed forever that night with the billionaire. Liana had never imagined that a single wardrobe malfunction could pull her into the orbit of a man who owned private islands and controlled empires. She was a hotel event assistant, unnoticed, underpaid, and always blending into the background while arranging lights, trays, and fragile crystal that was worth more than her yearly salary. That night, the hotel was hosting the biggest charity gala of the season, and the guest list sparkled with names she only saw in magazines. The center of attention, however, was one man, Adrian Voss, the billionaire whose face alone made stock markets flutter and influencers post about manifesting success. To Liana, he was just another rich guest she would never speak to, until destiny tugged on the zipper of her dress. The moment it happened was humiliating and surreal. She had been carrying a tray of champagne behind the curtains, trying to avoid being seen, when her old dress, one she bought secondhand and had repaired 10 times, snagged on a hook. The zipper gave out completely, and before she could react, the dress collapsed in a pool of dark fabric around her ankles. She gasped, frozen, horrified, arms flying to cover herself as best as she could. In that exact moment, someone stepped behind the curtain. Someone who wasn't supposed to be there. Someone who saw everything. Adrian Voss. He didn't gasp, didn't smirk, didn't say some arrogant line. Instead, he turned away instantly, shrugging off his suit jacket and holding it behind him. "Put this on," he said softly. She scrambled, trembling, slipping into the jacket, which nearly swallowed her but hid everything. "I'm so sorry," she stammered, nearly in tears. "Please don't report me. I'll fix it, I swear. Why would I report you?" he asked, turning around only when she said he could. His eyes softened when he saw her shaking hands. "Are you all right?" It stunned her. Billionaires didn't ask event staff that question. Billionaires barely noticed event staff. I'm fine. My dress was poorly made," he finished gently. "You deserve better." She didn't know what to do with those words. Nobody had ever told her she deserved better anything. She opened her mouth to explain, but the hotel manager suddenly barged in, face red, shouting, "Liana! Why are you hiding here? Oh my God, what did you do?" She flinched. Adrian's expression immediately changed to cold steel. "You're shouting at your staff?" he asked quietly. The manager paled. "Yes, sir. This girl is always causing problems." "This girl," Adrian said, stepping slightly in front of Liana, "was carrying your event. I've been watching her all evening while you hovered around the cameras like a peacock." The manager's jaw dropped. Liana stared. Adrian continued, voice low and lethal, "If she leaves this room crying, you'll lose my business permanently. And every other partner I influence." The man swallowed so hard it was audible. "Yes, sir. Of course, sir." Then he scurried away like a scolded child. Liana whispered, "Why did you do that?" Adrian looked at her as if the answer were obvious. "Because no one deserves to be treated like they're disposable." Her throat tightened. No one had ever defended her. Not even her family. Not even herself. She tried to return his jacket, but he shook his head. "Keep it on. Come with me. With you. I can't. I'm working. Not anymore. I need this job. You need a life where you aren't punished for existing." The conviction in his voice rattled her. "Look," she whispered, "you don't know me. I'm just someone I'd like to talk to. Somewhere quieter. Somewhere you can breathe." She hesitated, then nodded. He led her to a private balcony overlooking the city, where the noise of the gala faded into distant glitter. The wind brushed her hair. For the first time all night, she inhaled fully. "What's your name?" he asked. "Liana." "Liana," he repeated as though testing how her name felt in his voice. "Tell me what you want." She laughed nervously. "I want my dress to not fall off at work." He smiled. A rare, warm, astonishing sight that softened the sharp edges of his face. And after that, she hesitated longer this time. "I want more. I want a life where I'm not scrambling for rent. Where I matter." His eyes didn't leave hers. "Then why are you living so small?" "Because the world doesn't give opportunities to people like me." "The world doesn't," he agreed. "But individuals do." He leaned slightly closer. Not touching her, just close enough for her to feel the gravity of his presence. "Let me offer you one." Her heart skipped. "Why?" Because when your dress fell, he said honestly, you stood there terrified, but you still tried to protect your dignity. You didn't scream. You didn't curse. You didn't blame anyone. You fought to stay composed. That tells me everything I need to know. She swallowed. About what? Your strength. Your character. Your potential. Nobody had ever said those words about her. He stepped back slightly. I have a proposal. Not romantic, he clarified. Not unless you wanted that someday. But for now, professional. Something fluttered inside her at the unless, but she stayed silent. I need someone I can trust, he continued. Someone who sees the small details. Someone who works hard, even when no one's watching. I want you on my personal operations team. I have no qualifications. You have instincts. Those I can't teach. Her knees felt weak. This couldn't be real. Are you offering me a job? I'm offering you a new life. She nearly stopped breathing. And if I say no? Then I find you a tailor tonight, fix your dress, and walk you home safely. Nothing more. No pressure. The sincerity in his voice melted the last of her fear. Why me? She whispered. Because I've met thousands of people, he said, and you're the only one tonight who didn't look at me like a prize or a wallet. You looked at me like a human. That's rare. The wind lifted her hair again. She hugged the jacket around herself. I don't know if I can do it. You can, he said softly. You just haven't been given permission to believe in yourself. A tear slid down her cheek. He didn't wipe it. He just waited, letting her gather herself. Finally, Liana whispered, okay. I'll try. His smile returned, gentle but victorious. Good. Then he added, almost shyly, you look better in that jacket than I ever did. She laughed through her tears. It's huge. You can keep it, he said. Consider it the first gift of your new beginning. What's the second? He held out his hand. Walking back into that ballroom with your head high. She took his hand. Electricity danced up her arm. Together they stepped inside. The music swelled. Heads turned. Among glittering gowns and expensive suits, she should have disappeared, but she didn't. Not with Adrian beside her. Not with confidence blooming inside her. Her life changed when her dress hit the floor. But it transformed when she decided not to hide. And Adrian, he wasn't just a billionaire. He was the man who saw her before she ever knew how to see herself. And that night was only the beginning.